Welcome back, fellas, to a new episode of DomiNations. And yeah, I'm currently at United Allies still. So let me correct a little mistake I made in my last episode. I talked about the strategies and communication in this alliance, and I said that the communication is quite well, but they have no base or basic or chat or whatever to share strategic comments or strategic concerns. And that was obviously wrong, but it seems like they have even more than only one line chat or line group. So I was invited to a line group which was pretty quiet. I only heard about one guy during the World War saying or mentioning any concerns about his enemy and how to approach at a strategy, and so it was pretty quiet, and I thought they would not talk at all that much about strategy, but obviously they also have another line group, and I was invited to this line group, which is called War Room, I think, and there is some kind of strategical movement. So in total it's quite okay. Let's look into the World War. It's one of the craziest World Wars I have ever seen, and in total I cannot believe what I see. Let me only take an example. If you have two alliances, both alliances have an amount of players. We see over here 40 total attacks, which means 2 attacks for each player, so 20 players in total, 20 versus 20 World War. And now when we are looking at the enemies, there is first something very, I don't know, which makes me skeptical. We see atomic, only atomics. Then over here one global, another global, another global. So in total 3 out of 20 are global, rest of them are atomic players. And yes, many of you may now think about, wow, that's nothing spectacular, most of them seem rushed. But now I will show you something, guys, and let me look at enemy number 20, the weakest of all players ranked into this World War, or in this World War. If I have to be honest, guys, I can't believe this at all. I mean, look at these defensive structures. Yes, well, some of you may highlight now we have Enlightenment Age garrisons and a readout from the Gunpowder Age, but nevertheless, guys, these are quite unimportant buildings. The most important buildings, such as all of his 4 tank depots, are Atomic Age maxed. We have 2 Atomic Age maxed bunkers, then 1 atomic mortar, 2 global mortar, 1 industrial mortar. Command post is, I think, global or even Atomic Age. We have an atomic castle, and so it is a very, very strong defense at this base. The air defenses are not that high, but in total, this is the lowest of the enemy players, it seems like. I can show you many more examples of enemy bases, but I don't want to waste much time at this video. I scouted nearly all of the enemy bases, and pretty many of them seem equal strong, with a high focus on tank depots, bunkers and mortars, which are the most interesting or most important buildings for your defense. And now when we're looking at my or our alliance where I'm traveling or where I'm guest currently, so over here we see 3 times Enlightenment Age, then we have some low Industrial Age players, some rushed global and atomics, but in total you can see my base is nearly, or it's not nearly, it's from the defense matter completely maxed out in the Industrial Age. Yeah, you can research a little bit more in the university, but I think from the state of the art you can say that top 10 over here would mark Industrial Age maxed out, so all players which are above have even a global or even an atomic build out or an atomic progress, and all below would be industrial or even lower. So you can relate or relative makes this to take a relation between the strengths of all players. And if we are mentioning now that our number 20 Enlightenment Age should enemy number 20 base, this is completely ridiculous. I mean, guys, look at him. He's even not Enlightenment Age. At his offense strengths he is, but defensive definitely no. But now, what would be the logical conclusion? The logical conclusion would be enemy alliances are all rushed atomic or even very close to another, so that enemy number 1 is even only a little bit stronger than the last enemy, but so our top players would have a huge discrepancy to our lower players, so in total that the average of both alliances would be the same. But if we are now looking at the strongest players from UA Jade, we see a global age maxed base, probably with some researches, but nevertheless we have still no atomic defense structures over here. Sure, we have some high level generals, but in total with these high level depots, mortars and bunkers, I would probably call even enemy number 20 base in total, which has more potential to defense than this base. Hopefully you know what I mean. I'm not comparing these bases in direct relation, but even the weakest enemy, obviously, or the most ranked down enemy has such a strong defense structure, and even also his offense. I can't completely understand how UA Jade and the Chinese, Asian, whatever alliance, how we could now got matched up with each other. But nevertheless, guys, it is like it is, so I have to deal with that, and my aim will be enemy number 10. Yeah, you can already start laughing ridiculously. This is the base. Definitely, yeah, I would call it the hardest base I ever had to do. And we also have 2 defense coalitions over here. I have to look up how high these defense coalitions are, but in total this attack is completely ridiculous. Yeah, the mortars are not pretty high, sure, but we have a complete bonus from Acropolis to all spawning buildings, such as Global Maxed Tank Depot, Atomic Maxed Tank Depot, Atomic Maxed Tank Depot, Industrial Tank Depot, Atomic Bunker, and Global Bunkers, so very strong. Also the walls are pretty high. We see level 12 walls as well as some level 13 walls, so only, for example, a little bit behind my base. Yeah, in total, I don't think I can do anything about this base, but I will, again, try a spread out attack, starting from down here, and my aim was placing my mercenaries first at the factory, instantly using my my betrayal to get the heavy tank, which will spawn out, which will obviously be an atomic heavy tank. Then I will rally my troops for the Pentagon, dropping all of my rest troops over here. I have some massive hit point buildings over here, such as the market, the mill, mill, then also town center. The oil refinery is in range, so I hopefully get with over here 50% of the base. I don't think that I have any other chance to get through this base in another matter. I also will use one wall sapper to place it right over here to get obviously better inside the walls than running through this little entrances, where obviously, or I think I anticipate, high level barbed wire is laying, especially at such a small corridor. This is very dangerous for all of my troops. The point of Blitzkrieg will be obviously perfectly in the center of the Acropolis. Sabotaging points I will have to see, but I anticipate that I want to sabotage over here to get a sniper tower and the mortar very early. Later on, also over here to get the stronghold, tank depot, and the other mortar. Then later on, sabotage over here to get the high level bunker as well as the mortar, and also over here I think to get again a bunker and a mortar. But I will have to see how I use this. I think I will use very early on the Blitzkrieg when my troops are entering over here to get the town center, and then Strength of the Gladiator right at some troops over here, so I have to make sure that enough artilleries will be spawned over here, otherwise I won't have enough firepower to get the town center right down before the Blitzkrieg is running out, because you probably know at my 50% approaches I cannot rally at all, or I don't want to rally because it's inefficient. Okay guys, I recognized another very bad aspect about the new update 5.3. I already mentioned, you saw, enemy number 10 has quite 2 defense coalitions. In previous times we were able to see them first over here, which makes the game more transparent, and at the second way we also were able to hit them to see which level they are. So now I have to completely blind start this attack and see how high these defense coalitions are when I'm already inside the battle. Okay, everything is ready obviously. Yeah. Alliance troops, I got some howitzers and ordinary machine guns, I think, as well as green jacket infantry. Not the best. I think atomic age troops would be better, but now I definitely want to start with the attack because I'm quite nervous. So mercenaries are also ready. Double check enemy number 10. Yeah, guys. And hopefully you can enjoy the attack. Oh, fuck.